Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I want to show you how to make my Delightful Wishes panel card. So this is a great style card, style of card. If you've got lots of scraps of designer series paper and you want to use them up, or even if you have a scene and you just want to break it up, it's a really nice way to display that. And I'm using gosh, it's so spring-like, isn't it? Delightful Wishes bundle from the mini catalogue, the January to April mini catalogue. Really pretty stamp set, which I'm not really using a lot of here, but I am using this birthday one. I'm using the ribbon, I'm using these little mini Bee Trinkets, so cute. And I'm using these designer series papers. So I've chosen 5, and you can mix and match. You could do just the pattern sides, up to you, but it's a really lovely suite. All the links to the products I use in my videos are below, and if you click on those it will take you directly to my online shop if you wanted to buy anything. I always appreciate any orders, thank you. Okay, let me show you the supplies you need. So I'm using Lemon Lolly cardstock, and this measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4, and I've scored it in half at 4 1/8. You need 2 pieces of basic white cardstock, and both of these measure 5 1/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches. You need scraps of basic white and balmy blue to cut these dies, and again to cut these 2. And then you need 5 strips. I was thinking, what else? There must be more. 5 strips of designer series paper, and each of these measure 3 1/4 inches by 7/8 of an inch, and I've done this so that they spread out kind of evenly on here with about 1/8 of an inch in between. So that's why I've measured this panel to the size it is. So let's go ahead and put it together. It's actually very simple. Probably the trickiest bit is lining up lining up these, but honestly, if they're not perfect, don't worry. Okay, so let's do some stamping first, and maybe I've gone ahead actually and die cut these because when they come out, this one's really kind of springy, and it's yeah, you didn't want to watch me fighting with that on the video. You can just take your time if you've got this at home and you're going to stamp it out. One thing I would say, you will get a couple of dots on the eyes coming out of the dies, but if you lose them, what I've done on here and what was much easier is just to use the Stamp Right marker in Balmy Blue as well and just dot the eyes on here. So much easier. Okay, so what you want to do on this piece here, it's quite fiddly, but if you're not confident dotting some glue on, or you could use the fine tip glue pen, then pop a little scrap of cardstock. Let me find one here. Bubble bub. And just pop some glue there, and then just pick up and dot in various places little bits of glue, because, or you could kind of wipe it on. It's very small area to put glue on, but of course you could use as well our adhesive strips, but when you're doing something this fine, you just have to be really careful that you don't stretch it out too much if you're using those, but they would work really well. So I'm not putting too much on because it's so fine. I think, you know, it'll hold anyway. And then the trick is when you're putting it on this piece, which is your base kind of, I don't know if you can see it on there, there we go, wishing, is to let it kind of do its thing when you start off, and then just show it who's boss once you're going along here. So you can see it's not quite lined up, and I found that if I take your pick tool or pokey tool and just slid it over to where I wanted it to be, that was the best way to do it. And again, it doesn't matter if it's not all perfectly in place. I'm just going to move this eye over if I've got time before it sticks. If not, I'm not going to worry too much. Just going to lift this piece up. Because we've put tiny dots of glue on, it's not going to stick too sort of hard and fast too quickly, so just move those along a bit. So you can see it's a little bit fiddly, but it's really lovely in the end. This one's not playing ball. Come on. There we go. I'm good with that. So then, like I say, just dot literally an eye there. It will save you trying to fiddle around sticking the tiniest dot on. This mister, it wasn't going where I wanted it to go. Okay, you can take your time putting it all together anyway. So one of these is to pop inside of your card. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that in. You could write just straight onto the lemon lolly because obviously it's a light colour, but it's quite nice to have a little piece inside. And you can always go ahead and stamp something on here as well, or you could stamp, you know, a greeting or a little leaf in here. We're using a little leaf here, so you could replicate that inside if you like. Right, so let's go ahead and stamp a couple of pieces here. That's not going to be big enough. So I'm going to stamp you a happy birthday, because you've got wishing here, you a happy birthday. Let's see, where's the stamp set? I'll show you. So you've got obviously the wishing, and then you are here, wishing you all the best, wishing you a happy birthday, wishing you well, wishing lots of love. So nice little things, and these line up to go on these branches and things. You get a branch in the dies. It's a really, really sweet set. Okay, so Balmy Blue ink and Granny Apple Green ink are the ones I've used here. Sorry, crashing around in the background. I've used Balmy Blue in here because it's in the suite as well, and it does really pick it up, but I also think any of the greys would work really well as well. So that's that one stamped, and then we're going to stamp a little leaf as well. And then we've got dies to cut these out. Tape or a post-it note will be your friend when cutting these out. So you're just going to line these up. There's a little gap either side of this one. These were the dies for the other bits. And actually, my very good friend Liz Shannon cut these for me because I had a cabin, a studio delivered and built in my garden. Since I've moved, I've been working in my dining room, and there's not enough space. So my lovely friend Liz Shannon cut 70 odd of these for me, both layers. So thank you so much. I'm sorry I gave you the hardest bits to cut, but there was a big kind of bunch of these all stuck together. Right, I'm going to go ahead and cut these. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to pop the dies back in my box because I need them for my classes, I should say. Okay, I'll pop those in a second. So I've also gone ahead and cut a Balmy Blue version of this as well to pop underneath. So where did I put my spare piece? Here it is. So that's going to stick on there, but we're going to build it up first. So you could, you know, change up the order however you want to do it. I kind of liked how I got it in the end, so I'm going to go with what I had. So I popped this one on the end. Like I say, you can use the undersides, you know, that would look quite nice on there as well. But I'm going all flowers, I think. Should I change that one in the middle? This one I didn't go with because it was blue, but I don't know. Do I want to change it? No, not really. Not really. I'm happy how it was. Okay, so the key here is to start on either end, and you might want to have a little practice spacing it out just to see kind of where you're going. So like I said, I started at each end because then if you work into the middle, it won't be so obvious if your gaps aren't the same. So let's start on this end, and liquid glue will be your friend here because you can move it around. So leave kind of this border around. Might be a little too big actually, but it won't matter. And then I'm going to go to this end and do the same. So I feel if you're working in towards the middle, you know, it will look, whatever you end up with will look like you meant to do it. That's what we're aiming for. You know, them all to be perfectly even would be great, but do you know what? I've never managed it yet. So you could also do them offset actually. Ooh, quite like that. Do I? Oh no, I do quite like that actually. Anyway, you could do that if you want. I should just go with what I had. Otherwise, my class ladies will have all different samples to work from and they won't know which one they're doing. There we go. So, like I say, just, that might need a bit of a bigger gap there. And you can keep bringing these back in to see if you're on track, kind of. I mean, at this stage, the ones you've stuck down are, you know, they're stuck. They're not going anywhere. So, but I guess if you did do them off kind of center like that, then, you know, you have a bit more leeway to not be too accurate. Okay, let's see how we're doing. This one of them's not very straight. Maybe I did unintentionally go a bit wonky. I'm not going to be able to peel this one up, so I'm not going to worry too much. This is just to show you that it doesn't matter. I meant to do that. I didn't. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so, and I felt this card was just lovely and bright and kind of spring-like. It's been a bit dull here in the UK, hasn't it? And gosh, that's terrible, Tracy. I feel this one should have come over. Anyway, I'm not going to worry. Yes, it's been very dull in the UK. It's a very dull day today. I think it's meant to get better this week, but I thought this would cheer us up. Although my friend Linda White, hello Linda, I know you watch, in Australia, I think I saw today your car temperature said it was 47 degrees. I mean, I wouldn't cope. I actually wouldn't cope, but I hope you're managing to stay cool. You always look very cool in your pictures. Okay, this layer I'm going to stick on with some dimensionals. So I just try and even them out. That could be enough, but I tend to just pop another couple in the middle here, just so that it doesn't wobble on the card. Do you know, I just looked up to try to press record because I've been waffling away for a while and I suddenly had a feeling I wasn't, but I am. So hooray. Oh, this one's being tricky. There we go. Done them all? Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, I'm tempted to put this on at a bit of an angle actually, so that it doesn't show that I've gone I've gone off piste. Yeah, let's do that because then nobody will know. Excellent. Right, this one is a bit easier to stick the glue on because you've got more of a background here. But again, little dots of glue will be just perfect. Right, let's go with that. Yay, nobody will know that wasn't straight now. You can deceive the eye. Oop, that one's not sticking down. It's cute, isn't it? Really nice set. Okay, so with this one, I've offset it here. So I just put some glue in the middle of this one and offset it. But you could actually just cut it in half and have a bit of an extension either end. I might do that on this one. So just snip that in half. Pop some glue on these two pieces. Not too far towards the end. It's already quite a long stamp and die, so you might feel you'd rather just do as I did on this one, but just to show you another way you could do it, you kind of want to get pretty even ends. There we go. So it just kind of extends that piece on there. And then on the back, I'm just going to pop some dimensionals. And what you can do, either on your minis, you can cut a strip here, or just cut along this bit here, along your dimensionals. Ooh, and that will be fine to go on here. I've left a bit of a gap either end because I want to be able to tuck this leaf in. Now, which way shall I have that pointing? Straight or slanted as well? Might have it coming off here a bit actually as well. That's quite cute. And then pop my little leaf under. So I'm going to put some glue on here. It's actually a darker green in the I think, in the papers, but when this is stamped, it looks just fine. I'm going to put it here this time. And then you'll need about 3 inches of this cute ribbon here. It's really easy to cut as well. It's just with regular snips. And then a little bee. So glue dots I use on this. So I'm just going to take one off the reel here. Give it a little roll. And then with this, you're kind of doing a little loop like this. And then, so what I do, I put it there, peel it back slightly, this top one. This is a little bit fiddly because it is really thin ribbon. And just pop that there. You can see it's stuck to my grid paper now. And you can just move it around a little bit there. And then on the back, another one. So again, just roll it up, so it, or just squeeze it out slightly so it's not showing the glue dot. Now I'm wondering if I should have this somewhere else this time, because I've got stuff going on down there. Oh, come on, Tracy, just decide. I might put it here this time. And then these little bees, these are very cute. They're quite tough, so I would suggest a glue dot. I'm not sure how well glue would cope sticking onto here. So just a glue dot rolled up on the back of one of these little chaps, and then stick it in the middle of your ribbon. That's cute. Oh, so cute. So there we go. My Delightful Wishes panel card. I hope you enjoy making that. Take care. See you soon. Bye.